Hi again, everyone. Alright, today I am using Grafix opaque white craft plastic, and these are my colors. These are all Ranger inks, except this is Pinata Brass. It's not mixed, just ease of application in a needle nose bottle. This is just a mixture, sort of a mishmash of different Ranger colors that I had mixed together for some other paintings that I was doing. I got shell pink and slate. It's got eggplant and I don't even remember what all it has in it. The only one I can remember is eggplant, and it's got some other pink colors. Uh, I have no idea. So I'm sorry that I can't remember to tell you all exactly what's in that one, because it actually turned out a really pretty color. So I'm actually really sorry because I can't recreate it. Alright, this is my Revlon 500 watt styling brush hairdryer with the brush attachment removed. I do use it on the cool setting almost exclusively, unless I notice the little moisture beads forming and need to kind of help dry those up a little bit. If you're using heat, just be really careful that you don't warp your paper. If you see it starting to bend or buckle, you need to stop with the heat and give it a chance to flatten back out. So, alright, well, let's get started and see what I can come up with today. Alright, so I decided on this one that I wanted to blend a different way. Now, those of you who have done or watched videos of the flowers being done with the airbrush, you'll notice they will put down a couple of different colors in, well, they do it in circles sort of, and then blow outwards over it, and it really blends those colors together near the center. Sorry, I'm a little brain dead this morning. It's early morning my time right now. I haven't had enough coffee yet. So anyway, that's what I wanted to try to do, was to put down my colors in lines next to each other and then blend them outwards, towards the edges, toward the white part of the paper. So I started out with the slate, and then I used my mixture that's got the eggplant and whatever else is in it. It might be PurpleTwilight. I honestly can't remember. It's been a year ago since I mixed that color up, and I can't even remember what's in it now. I did not put the purple color and then the shell pink overlapping each other to where they would blow over top of each other. Excuse me. Because I didn't want to end up with the painting just sort of all one color. So you'll see after I put down the slate, I put down the other two colors in different places. Now, one of the questions that I have been asked recently was about how I make the rounded outer edge instead of it being a sharp line, or it, coming back into basically nothing. And so that is what I decided to go ahead and do on this one, was to round the edges as I was blowing outwards on it. I'm sorry, y'all. It's so hard for me to try to do these if I have to do a voiceover painting or something first thing in the morning, because I'm so deadheaded. But it's just the only good time that I have right now to do it. We've just got so much going on that it's a struggle. It's a struggle to find time, and I'm just tired all the time right now. So it's not helping my mental acuity any. Let me think. This is one thing I hate about I actually did this painting a few days ago. I'm just coming back to do the voiceover just now. And so that's one of the problems that I have is I think of all these things that I want to tell you all when I'm doing the painting, and I can't remember them when I come to do the voiceover. I just completely can't remember what tips and tricks I wanted to say. But there are times that if I'm going to do a painting, I just have to do a voiceover. Sometimes there's too many kids in the house to do it, or somebody's just watching TV, or in this case, I have just been in a major painting slump for the last, I don't know, close to 2 weeks now. And this is actually the 4th video that I made for you all. And you won't be seeing the other 3 because I got so frustrated. The paintings were just terrible. I couldn't make anything look right. I'm not sure what was going on with me. It was just, I would try and do one and it would just turn out horrible, and I would wait a couple of days and try and do another one and it would turn out horrible. And so I was feeling so down about myself by the time I did this one that I did literally, I had to get like a second and third opinion on this one before I was even willing to post it. Because everything I've done lately, I've just couldn't stand it. Just couldn't stand it. And the other 3, I ended up not even finishing, which is not smart because you can fix things. And as I go back and look at them now, and I still have the paintings, one of them is unfixable because I did some experimenting on it, just playing around with some ideas I had, but the other 2 are hugely fixable. They're not awful paintings, they're just paintings that look unfinished. And so I need to go back and finish those paintings, but don't give up on one like I did with these. And I'm not completely done with them. I've not given up totally on them yet. I will go back and work on them, but that will be for my own satisfaction to actually finish them and see what I can do with them. I don't think I even saved the videos for them. I'll have to look and see, because a lot of times I'll go ahead and delete them to save the memory space in my phone. But, get other opinions. Don't just give up on one because you're frustrated with the direction that it's going. You can make something much better than what you think out of it. And I'm really good at not practicing what I preach to you all. My brain knows these things, but it's kind of like, when you're in the middle of it and you just get so frustrated, and especially when you're tired and feeling blah and yucky anyway, it's really difficult to keep your mind on what you're doing, I guess, and have any kind of really good feelings about it. Okay, the rounded petals. You can see I put down my alcohol in a circle this time. I didn't, just squirt it straight on, sort of, or have it go in a blob or a line or whatever. It's just sort of in a rounded pile, I guess, because I did want to start out with it round. Now, as we go through the video, if you watch, you'll see that I try to not get quite as much alcohol on that outer edge as I usually do, because I wanted to leave just a little bit. Excuse me, allergy difficulties here. I wanted to leave just a little bit of an edge on this one. I wanted it to be super soft, but, have that sort of rounded edge look, not just have it be white space completely fading back into the rest of it. But now watch the motion that I do with my dryer. I bring it around so that I'm keeping that rounded shape that I started out with my alcohol. And you'll notice I'm trying to put the, there, I water beading. Anytime you see me dabbing at it like that, it's the little moisture beads that form, that come out of the air, out of the alcohol, out of the ink even sometimes. So that's, if you see me dabbing at my painting, that's what I'm doing, is trying to get the moisture off of it. All right, so I'll put it, I put the alcohol near the edge of my ink and then blow it back in so that I can pick up some of it. But then I want, when I'm working on that outer edge, when I blow it back out, I try to come around the outer edge of my alcohol and ink that has blown out. Not just hit it straight from the back and blow it in, but I try to keep that circle motion with my air. I hope this is making some kind of sense. So, but that way you can kind of control and shape a little bit more into whatever kind of shape that you want. Now, if you're wanting to try to do one that's blended like this, you've got to be really careful not to overwork it. Otherwise, you won't get a good fade between your colors. You're just going to end up with, one color that you've mixed on your paper rather than, having it fade from one color into another color in your same little petal, if you want to call it that. And it is really tricky to do. It's the best way to do it is to blow outwards and not blow back in, but that's almost impossible to do for me. It just, as you blow out, like start on your ink, put your alcohol down on top of your ink, and then, blow outwards over from one color to over top of the next color and continue to blow outwards, you will get much more of that fading blend between colors. And it's really, really super pretty. But it's also really, really hard to do unless you want it. It's not hard to do, but it's hard to leave it like that unless you want to just have a really hard edge on the outside and not have it real soft looking. But I mean, to get that softer looking edge, you pretty much have to blow back in towards the center. And now one of the struggles that I had with this one was keeping that smaller line in the center. I was using a little more alcohol than I normally would to get the kind of rounded puddle of alcohol that I wanted. And so I had more of an alcohol and ink mixture than I particularly wanted. And so it was, I was getting quite a bit of darker buildup in the center. You'll see where I try to blow it back into one little line and then run it down the center of the painting. That's the best way to deal with that, to give you a finer line in the middle. But I just was struggling. I think part of my problem was my ink was spread so wide across the paper. Before I started putting down before I started wisping it out, with the three colors, I just had such a wide place there that it was a little more difficult too. It was causing me to use a little more alcohol than what I wanted. And, I did end up with more that I was having to try to dry. Excuse me. Just too much to have to try to dry and run down the painting. And then, I was getting that buildup to where it would kind of stop my little thin stream that I wanted to go down, and it would hit a spot of brass or something, and it would kind of shoot off to the side a little bit. So that's just one of those struggles that you just have to deal with. And it's really just one of those things that I can't tell you good how to do it. This is my big struggle with doing tutorials, is it's really difficult for me to tell you exactly how to do a lot of the things that I do, because it's just through practice, through a lot of practice, which it's been, 2.5 years now that I've been doing this. It's just second nature to me. I don't think about, oh, I need to do this now. It's just, muscle memory. My hand moves the dryer to a certain spot and does a certain thing. So it's difficult for me to put it into words a lot of times exactly what and why I'm doing a certain thing. So, I try my best, but it is difficult. And, practice. I spent, when I first started doing this, trying alcohol inks, we were actually staying in a hotel. My husband was working out of town, and we had gone with him, and we were staying in a hotel for 6 months when I started doing this. And now, it was a 2-room hotel room, but still, hotel, very difficult to live in with 2 little girls for a long period of time. And so, I started doing this on the hotel desk, originally with the hotel hairdryer. So you can do this. Whatever your circumstances are, you can do this. And anytime I had free time, I was so determined to learn this type of painting because I loved it. From the very first, kind of wispy edged alcohol ink painting that I saw, I was just in love with it. And I was determined to learn how to do it. So, it takes that determination, and it takes practice and not giving up, because there were times that I was just about cry over the way painting would turn out, because I would feel like I should have this better by now. I should know what I'm doing by now, but that's not the case with alcohol inks. With any fluid medium, especially an abstract one where you're just using air to blow your stuff around, you don't have the level of control that you have if you're using brushes or some other painting tool like that. So it takes a lot of practice to learn to get some control, and then there's just times that you can't control it. You can have some small level of control, but there's so many tiny little variables that can change where your ink is going to go. I mean, every single thing you do is going to change the outcome of your painting. Everything from where you put down your alcohol, from whether you put alcohol first or ink first, from if you sneeze at the wrong time or cough at the wrong time and your air goes a different direction. Every little thing, how close you have your dryer to the paper, how the angles that you tilt it at times, the fact that it may hit bumps on your tiny imperfections in the surface itself, in the UPO itself, or little bumps and lumps that don't look like bumps to you, but they are to a moving liquid, that are caused from your metallic, from your ink building up. So many different things that can affect it. So it can be really frustrating sometimes, but don't give up, because you can learn to overcome a lot of that. And it just takes so much practice. I probably did, I don't even know how many paintings or attempts I made before I felt like I had ended up with an actual painting. And in fact, we had been there at that hotel for so long that we'd gotten to be really good friends with a lot of the staff members there. And so I was going around to all the staff members saying, tell me your favorite colors because I want to try and do you a painting because I need the practice. And so, I was giving away paintings left and right at the hotel just to give me practice. So, just practice, practice, practice. I probably did 100 paintings before I had one that I was reasonably happy with. And if you watch my videos much, you'll know that there's still very few that I'm reasonably happy with. They never turn out the way that I want them to in my mind. And so I tend to be frustrated with them until I go away and come back another day and look at them and go, ooh, wow, that's actually really pretty. I actually do like that one. So keep that in mind too. Sometimes you just got to walk away from it for a while and then come back to it. And you'll discover that you like it a lot more than you thought you did. And also, I know I've said this before, but get someone else's opinion. Don't just go on your own opinion, because like I've said many, many times, we are our own worst critics. And what I see when I look at a painting is all the things that did not go the way I wanted them to. Rather than seeing the beauty that's there, it's seeing what I see as mistakes, things that didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. So, don't get too frustrated with yourself and just keep practicing and, you'll get it. I know a lot of you already have gotten it. Some of you all have been watching me forever, and thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. The fact that you've hung in there with me for the last couple of years on this YouTube channel just amazes me. I can't believe y'all have not gotten thoroughly sick of me and disgusted with my rambling and my airheadedness at times. But I really do appreciate it. You guys mean the world to me. All of you do. The fact that you are willing to take time out of your day and your personal life to watch my videos just, it amazes me and it humbles me. And I can't tell you what it means to me. Even those of you who I have never met before, I really feel like all of you all are friends of mine. We're just friends sitting around talking about what we like to do. So, thank y'all again. Anyway. All right, well, I'm not sure what else I can really tell you about this one, because in here, it's just me trying to see if I can fix some of that thickness of that line, which I realized, pretty quickly that if I kept messing with it, that I really was going to end up with something that I really did not like at all. And while this one wasn't exactly what I had been going for to start with, I didn't hate it. So you can see when the light hits it just right there, you can see where I'm chasing that one little finger of ink down the center. And that is what you want to do if you want to have those soft lines. So, if you see a spot where the ink's thinner in the middle, then that's sort of the direction that you might want to blow your ink in. Oh, pardon me again. All right, so I think this is about where I left it. I can't see my timer on my video thing at my editor at the moment, but I think I'm right at the end here. So thank you again to all of you. I appreciate you all so much. And those of you who have used my Amazon links to do some of your shopping, you just would not believe how much that helps me. It really, really does. It means a lot to me that you all are willing to do that. So, all right, well, I think I am going to leave it here because it is pretty much done. And I'll just wrap this up and tell you all that thank you again. And I will be back as soon as I can come up with something else that I feel like might be worth watching. So everyone, have a great day. I love all of you, and I'll see you soon. Bye.